Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of A Fool's Paradise. My name is Domin and I'm here to talk to you about some things or others. This is the first episode, me doing it in the wild. You see the forest behind me. I just lost the sun. It went behind the mountain there. It was a perfect sun, the so-called golden hour, but okay. It doesn't matter. It's not about perfection. Today I want to discuss the limitations of the mind with you, explore this topic a bit, and I'll have to check if it's still working, otherwise I'll go crazy. Okay, so today's topic is about the limitations that we as people have, or the mind has. So first things first, when I observe the whole mechanism of the mind, it looks to me like it's sort of a 10101010, so binary. It's like a computer. So either it's this or it's that. You really have to distance yourself from your mind to be able to say it's this and that, not this and or that. Which leads me to another analogy of the mind as a computer. Garbage in, garbage out. I think it's a developer talk. And it's basically what you feed, what I feed my brain, my mind, what is being fed to me through various external medias is what I can then feed it back out into the world. It's what is in me. So basically, if I type in a computer, if I type ABC, it'll only know ABC. Maybe permutations of that, A times C, C times B. And in a similar fashion, is with our mind. We feed it a certain information, or it was fed certain information in 25, 30, 60 years. However, I don't know how old you are, but it was fed certain information. Now this information is in your brain and you act according to this brain like a program. Which is to say that you are, that the mind is limiting our mind is limiting in so many words. And the trouble comes when we don't realize this, that the mind is limiting. That's the trouble. Because we generate experiences. We observe something and we assume things, and then we generate these experiences that become ingrained in our mind as memory. And then we act on this memory. And this sets us in our own very neatly packaged box, or an invisible prison, as I've discussed in previous episodes. And this invisible prison is, well, it's invisible. That's the key thing. And also it does not want to be discovered. Because the mind doesn't want to be cooed down from the throne. Now the mind is nothing bad. It's a wonderful tool. But the thing is that it became in time it became the master of us. What we have to do is turn it around, and we are the master of the mind, not the other way around. Now obviously no one wants to be dethroned. And in the same way, the mind has a grip on our life. What I want to discuss from here on is, yes, if we realize that the mind is limiting because it boxes itself in, is the next sort of thing is that the thing we put in, which is knowledge, which is information, is limiting in itself. So we're fed knowledge all our life, from early childhood, by parents, by siblings, by our grandparents, by the immediate surroundings. Then we go to school and we're fed information there. We're fed information everywhere, on TV, on the phone, on internet. Everywhere we're fed information. And there comes a time when information becomes a load, because we act through this information, and this information is all we know. At a certain point, knowledge becomes weight. because I know how this is done. I know how to operate a business. I know how to handle a relationship. I know how to talk to my parent, or my father, my mother, my child. I know how to do this or that. And when we do that, we limit ourselves. We put ourselves in a box, and we don't. That's when they say the expression "thinking outside of the box." And I don't know if it's possible. I don't think it maybe not be possible as a persona, as a character, as the person you are. The program, which is you, dom, and ker, the ego, is very difficult to conceive, that you can think outside the box. Now, the only way I see that you or anyone can think outside this box is to not be the box. Now, the box is the programming, correct? It's the tags that you have, is the dom, is the kert, is the whoever you think you are, whoever you were told you are, and plus the knowledge that you were put in the limited mind. Now then there's if we step out of this, there's the presence of something more than the mind or your persona. Some people call it the observer, some people call it the witness, some people call it the spectator. There's several different words, but words are concepts which, again, limited. It's the act of observing your actions, your thoughts, your moods, your feelings, your emotions, your inner things, your outer things, observing as sort of a impersonal, neutral persona, or whatever we can call it. Now, this really is difficult to put into words, because words, again, are concepts. They limit the meaning, because, again, words are boxing the whole thing. Again, they point in the right direction, maybe, but still they are not it's not reality. Maybe you've noticed in your life, certainly you have, moments where you get an idea, and obviously you don't know where these ideas come from, and you follow up on that idea, and that idea leads to something you couldn't have imagined before. Now, this is what I'm talking about. Just a couple of days ago, I was in the shower, and usually, lots of times, many ideas come to me in the shower or in the toilet, wherever. And I was thinking about a certain thing, and an image of a person came to my mind, or her name. I contacted her, and she was what I see right now, she was the right person to help me with this certain thing. What I mean to say with this is that when we're full, there's this Chinese or Japanese Zen teacher the Zen master, and his disciple comes to him, and he asks, Master, teach me how to be enlightened. And the Zen master, he says, first you have to you have to empty your closet. What do you mean, my closet? Your closet. You have to empty it first. Or in other words, if this is a teacup, it's overflowing. Our minds are overflowing with information. Maybe 90% of it is useless. Maybe 99, maybe 100, maybe 99 can be useless and a burden. So our mind is already overflowing with information, and it's like a computer. And this information is then deciphered in thoughts. And obviously, we think all day long. And if you think all day long, you can't even derive to any inspiration if you're always just going and going like a mechanical thing. You see, the brain is like a mechanical thing. It is essentially mechanical as the way I see it. And in this mechanicability, if that's even a word, it's just going round and round, and it is our master. When in fact we are the overseer of the brain or the mind, of this part of the mind. So the first step is to empty the cup, the teacup. Don't shatter it, just empty it. And then allowing for space to be there. Allowing space. And allowing things to come. And not judging them immediately. Oh no, this won't work. I've done this. I know this won't work. Maybe asking yourself, why do I think this won't work? Did I do this and it didn't work this one time, 2 times, and now I think this is how it is? So experience. Or did I get it from somewhere else? From TV, radio, my father, my mother, my siblings, my teacher. When they say, no, this is not how it works. You have to do it this way or that way. Now when we are in this mode, we're entrapped. And we go round and round and round the merry-go-round in a circle. So space. Allowing yourself to be, allowing yourself to receive, whether it is an idea or an inspiration. Again, words. Allowing for emptiness so that something can come, maybe from below, from the left, or from the right, or from diagonally. Oh well, now I'm enjoying this actually. Right. I have no idea what will happen with this, so my show is not unedited anymore. I'm editing it, so I want to make it as crisp as possible. So cutting it really so that it has flow. Cutting some of the and this, blah, 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 these things. But sometimes when I'm silent, that's for a reason, because silence is